Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Seahawk Talk. We got some breaking news today. Joining us for this big news is Ryan at No Border Sports or No Crypto. Never know what to call you, but
It's all good.
yeah, I think as Seahawks fans, our life is complete right about now. We signed Bobby Wagner, bring him back home. I think that's what every Seahawks fan wanted. Um, had to rep him for this. I think not only does he fill a hole in our defense, he also fills a hole in our heart. So it's going to be great. We're going to retire his number one day. And he's, if we're expecting to see Bobby Wagner of 2015, like that's not the case, obviously, but he's still definitely a giant upgrade from what we had.
Did you see? Like, if you look, he had a pretty good year in 2021. So,
Yeah.
And then he goes to the Rams last year, and they just have a complete crap year. So, who knows what could happen? I'm not saying that
he was graded number one in PFF for all off-ball linebackers, inside linebackers. So, I just don't want to get my hopes up too high. But right. I'm just glad to see the familiar face back. He's definitely if anybody had a want this offseason, I don't think it was Javon Hargrave. I don't think it was Levante David. I honestly think it was this guy from the Seahawks fans' point of view, just because we've been missing him the last year, not only, like I said, on our defense, but just seeing him in a Rams uniform just killed us. So yeah.
And also,
go ahead.
It was kind of dirty how he got done, I felt.
By the Seahawks?
Yeah, kind of just released like back page shit.
Yeah, they kind of did try to do that on because it was right after they cut Russ or traded Russ, and then they cut him right after. What people don't talk about a lot is the fact that Pete and John texted him and asked him to come into the facility. So maybe they were trying to renegotiate something, but then he was like, nah, I already know what this is all about. I ain't coming in.
Oh.
So, I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean, our all-time franchise leading tackler's back. What more can I say? He's got to be a guy that puts a little bit of worry in your heart, no?
Oh, Bobby, yeah. Whether his physical abilities still scare us, what he has between his ears will always be a weapon and should always be respected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. He is Fred Warner before Fred Warner, if that makes sense. I mean, he can really do it all, and he's smart. He takes the right angles. He makes safe, secure tackles. He's not out there, arm tackling or trying to get a big hit and shoulder tackle somebody and they pop off him. He is a sure tackler, and he makes the right decisions all the time.
If you kind of look at it, Wagner's kind of like the new version of the Navarro Bowman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It seems like between us, one of us has got the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there was Willis Wagner. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, I just think, he's going to get his number retired by this team. He's going to be the only player in franchise history that has played for another team to get his number retired. But if we can just etch out that 2022 season, he's a staple. He still lives here. He never wanted to leave, Yeah. He still plays at a high level. But yeah, $7 million a year, that's nothing.
No, not for the talent that he's got. Plus the stuff that he can, like the things he can add inside the locker room to, like, if you went and got yourself a stud linebacker in the second round, wouldn't you love that right now? Oh yeah, stick him in the room with Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I honestly
change of guard, baby. Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to do with Devin Bush. Devin Bush is only 24 years old. We just signed him, and I think Bobby will be a great mentor towards him. Bobby's one of the least selfish people I've ever seen. There's been a lot of non-selfish players on the Seahawks, but there's been only one beef with Bobby this whole time he's been here. It was in 2017. The Rams just blew the doors off us. If it was like a changing of the guard, right? They I think it was like 48-7 or some crazy number like that here in Seattle. And Bobby played hurt, and Earl said, well, our players shouldn't be playing hurt. And Bobby said, keep my name out your mouth. And that was the only drama he has ever had here.
You know, so I can't remember, the other day they were talking about favorite moments, I think. And I can't remember if it was favorite moments of Bobby Wagner, but one person said, look, they were talking about Bobby Wagner, I believe. I think it was if the Niners should pick him up. And somebody's like, look, no, but one of my favorite Bobby Wagner moments was when he creamed in the Rams 49ers game in Santa Clara this year. Yeah. There's the guy, the protester with the smoke bomb.
Yeah, the pink smoke bomb.
Yeah. He leveled him. And everybody was like, "Yep, that's what I like. That's my best Bobby moment. Really appreciated that."
Yeah, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I watched that. I didn't know he was protesting anything. I thought it was some guy that was doing a gender reveal. To be completely honest, I thought he was going
right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, Bob. I mean, it's just so good. It's like there's a weight lifted off our shoulders, right? As Seahawks fans all over, because he's our guy and he will be our guy. So he will continue to be that.
Yeah, no, I think you're really lucky to kind of get him back, especially right now, like especially on that defense. Like, ooh, that's the other thing, because the presence in the locker room 1 year away hasn't erased anything. There's still people in that locker room who damn well know who the hell he is, and he's walking back up in there, just that same dude. You know what I mean?
No, and I'd like to give a big shout out to the guy who actually reported this story, broke the news. It was Quandre Diggs, our safety number 6. Ian Rappaport gave him credit for it, so props to him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I wonder that's funny, because normally the teams want to be able to do that.
Yeah, you know well, I mean? I think Bobby's his own agent, and Quandre is one of his best friends.
Oh, hey. It makes it, I think, how the reporters, they report all this stuff, but yet they come out and they have this like information sometimes, like look at the Lamar case, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think they use the trade stuff, this stuff, they do that to get the people to do their bidding. Like, hey, I'm going to let you know when this is coming out, but when I need something to come out, I need you to paint a narrative on something for me.
Oh, they definitely do that.
Yeah.
They definitely do that. There's no way that they don't. Otherwise, they wouldn't be getting this information all the time.
Exactly. So I don't know. I kind of like that somebody else is breaking it other than the normal guys. Even though, look, I like Ian Rappaport. He's a real nice guy, but I know in the end he's screwing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just not a I'm trying to find the tweet right here that Quandre posted, but
gotcha.
I don't mind Ian Rappaport. I'm not a Schefter guy at all. I'm really not a Schefter guy.
Oh, I don't like Adam Schefter at all. Like when that last time that he came out and sensibly talked about a black man who died, I was like, no, I'm good, dude. Like you talk adoringly about other people that pass away, but like it's like I've seen 2 instances where you just talk trash about a dead black man, and that's not cool. You know what I'm saying?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen him do that, but
Quandre, bro, you haven't seen that, dude.
Quandre posted According to my sources, future Hall of Famer linebacker Bobby Wagner has agreed to terms to return home to the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks feel a huge need in the middle of their defense, reported by at Quandre Dig 6. And then at literally seconds after that, he goes, "Make sure y'all know I reported that first at Adam Schefter at Rap Sheet." So then, God, sorry, I'm probably boring you here, but
no, you're good. Shout out to Exotic Soy Sauce for coming in.
Oh yeah, Exotic Soy Sauce. He was there last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ian Rappaport retweeted it and said, "Pretty good source. Bobby Wagner lands with the Seahawks."
Right.
See, but then here's my problem with Schefter, right? So Ian Rappaport, right? He'll kind of, play along with shit like that. But then Adam Schefter says, former Seahawks linebacker Bobby Wagner is returning home to Seattle to a 1-year, $7 million deal. Doesn't even say nothing about Quandre.
Yeah. He's a dude, I'm telling you.
But yeah, no, the guys in the locker room love him. I mean, like when he left, DK asked like what's the hardest thing about losing Bobby and Russell, right? Last offseason, and he goes, honestly, Bobby Wagner was like my best friend. He took me under my wing. We went out to dinner all the time, everything like that. Obviously, you'll never hear that about Russ. Russ will take you, if you're an all-star, he'll take you on an exotic vacation to a Caribbean island, something like that. But Bobby will take you to Bobby will go to like 13 coins with you down the road. You know what I mean? Kind of something like that.
You remember when Dwayne Haskins passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was like, I'm done with it, because he said, like, let me get the quote.
I do kind of remember that.
Let me find the tweet. Because it was like, dude, really? It's like he had problems in the past and he had this and that. And it wasn't like,
oh, yeah, he said troubled quarterback Dwayne Haskins. He worded it like that. I remember that.
Like, it's like, oh, dude. And I believe there was one before that, because everybody was like, this is the second time he's done it. And I was like, wait, this is the first isn't cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the second means there's a pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I really think this is setting us up to really compete with you guys for the division next year. I'm just so happy Bobby's back, to be completely honest with
you. It helps you in the best place, because if you have a chance to kind of stall us out next year, it would probably be with your defense against our offense. But I don't know how your offense is going to really handle the 49ers defense.
Your defense. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, it's one of those things. You get Bobby back, you're smiling from ear to ear. You don't have to give up anything. You don't have to give him. You don't have to really give up anything in return. It's not like we had to trade for him back from the Rams.
See, if you guys used both your first picks and both your second round picks on your defense this year, you might be like, well, maybe not that many, because you're probably going to have to start getting D-line, and the D-line guys aren't going to show out quick. Normally, they're not going to show out the first year. So it would probably be better to, kind of get some free agents and some rookies, kind of sprinkle them along the line there. But, if you were to pump good picks into your defense, you could really do something against our offense. I think your defense was really coming on last year.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think you need more help on your offense to really be able to hang with my defense.
No, I think so too. I think Ken Walker, if he starts, if our offensive line can block for him, Right. I think Ken Walker's probably the biggest threat against you guys.
Well, so we've got Diamador Lenore on as our QB2 or CB2, right, on the outside. And everybody, knew he was the wink link last year and went at him and went at him. And he did very average. You know what I mean? For the most part, in the beginning of the season, he was doing very average. And as time went on, he's still getting picked on left and right, and he's starting to get better. To the point of the end of the year, he's kind of like giving people space so the quarterback will throw balls at them more. And he's tried to, you know what I mean? So, and this year with our acquisition of Steve Wilkes as head coach or head defensive coordinator, I think he might take a couple leaps and bounds this year. Instead of, just being confident in himself, he might actually like take that turn to where not only does he expect more of himself, but he knows how to get the results now. You know what I mean? He's gone past all the phases, and now he's really essentially, I would call him a vet now, because he's not scared about what can happen if he messes up. You know what I mean? That's not messing with him. He's already past that. He's already figured out how to correct things so he doesn't mess up again in the same instances, because he really doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So what he does, he usually doesn't get exposed again the same way. So anybody like that coming in who's got all that solid foundation there built, and comes in and gets a coach who can come in and kind of fill in the rest of the spaces. I mean,
we'll see our offense against you guys. Just those were probably our 3 worst offensive games was against you guys, to be completely honest. So if it, it's not like I tell, a lot of the 49ers guys, your friends that I've been talking to, it's like you watch those games, right? And they sucked. Our offense sucked because your defense is so great. But, we have a confident offense. We really do. And if they can keep up the pace like they did last year, hopefully they can just grow and improve, right? I mean, we're a super young team. And I think that's another thing is I think, we started off really hot, but towards about the middle of November is when they started to cool down. Well, that's a lot of them. That's the longest they've ever played football in a season before, But I think also having, like Bobby, having a veteran presence in the locker room that everybody can come to that's not a coach, like Bobby Wagner, is not only the defense, I think it's going to help the whole team,
And, really what I would do if I were you, I'd take one of those 2nd round picks and probably a 3rd round pick. Get yourself a couple offensive linemen with those.
Oh, I think so. Like I think I've told you this. If they draft nothing but front 7 and offensive linemen, I'll be totally fine with that. I'll be totally fine with that.
No, I don't. And I'm a fan of, if you really need a position, I'm a fan of going twice in the draft at it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we've seen that before with the Seahawks.
Okay. I didn't know. The 49ers do it on guards all the time. They'll pick 2 centers and 3 guards and then not have any idea of what they're doing at tackle. So, I'm telling you. Oh, shit. They were interviewing freaking Tula Mafe today, who's a guard that's probably going to go in the first, 40-something picks. And it's like, bro, we're at 99 and you're interviewing fucking guards. We don't know who our tackle's going to be. We got Trent Williams, who was thinking about retiring this season, right? So what are we doing at left tackle? And we're still question mark at right tackle? Like, come on. And you're interviewing fucking guards. Holy shit.
We did the same thing. Pete's interviewing CJ Stroud, and you've seen those, right?
So you know why they do these?
Smoke screen. Yeah.
No.
Why?
Not necessarily. It's so somebody else is going to draft them. if they don't do well, somebody's going to deal them later. So this is your way, this is the team's way to, even if they're not going to be able to draft somebody, this is their way to get in the room, talk to somebody, just in case they tank later. They, without having to do anything, they've already been in the room with them. They've got questions answered from them, all that and that. They know kind of if they have any interest in going out after him. They've got all the tape from then. They also have that interview with them. So that's kind of why they do that.
And I think also that I think they're doing it like with Levis and that just to make it look like they want to draft a quarterback. So some team's going to try to jump up in front of them.
No, well, or take their pick.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Do you remember was it Solomon Thomas? No, it wasn't Solomon Thomas. It was Reuben Foster.
Yeah, I remember he was an Alabama kid, right?
So it was the Chicago Bears. Okay, so this was the first year that Kyle and John were drafting, right? So everybody thought they're picking a quarterback with their first pick, because it was like let's say it's the third overall. I don't know what it was. So they wanted that pick because the Bears thought the 49ers were going to be picking a quarterback with that pick.
Oh, the Trubisky trade?
Yeah, so they thought they were going for Trubisky. And so the Niners like, yeah, sure. And they're like, haha, we got Trubisky. And the Niners are like, yeah, we'll take Reuben Foster, the guy we wanted, and this and that. We'll go pick up the quarterback we were looking for the whole time in the, third or fourth round or whatever. CJ Beathard. So, yeah, you could be doing stuff like that. But I really think a lot of that is to really get interviews in the book for later on if somebody sucks.
Yeah, and I think they did it with God, who was it?
Second overall traded back to the third. Thank you, Ted.
Drew Lock. He's our backup quarterback now, and he was acquired with the Seahawks trade. And of course they're going to say it, but they go, man, we really liked him coming out of college. So yeah, I mean, they talked to him and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, man. Well, I just want to hop on here and let everybody know that Bobby Wagner is now a Seahawk. I guess it was kind of on a whim, right? So
most definitely.
But yeah, dude, I really think it shores up a position of need, and it brings back an icon because he was like one of those guys that leaves, and even though he's wearing a Rams uniform, right? You always want your divisional opponents to lose. But I mean, when he kicked the shit out of Russell Wilson on that Christmas game, you remember that? They played on Nick. It's when Patrick Starr goes, that's not what he wanted to cook. He throws an interception to Bobby Wagner.
I just wish we could play the damn Raiders this year.
The Niners?
Yes.
Oh, because Jimmy?
Oh yeah. I want all our linebackers to get interceptions. Jimmy can't help himself. He sees a linebacker and he's got to throw him the ball. It's so horrible. In fact, I said I proposed one time to trade away all our wide receivers and get nothing but speedy linebackers so we could actually win a game or two when needed, because Jimmy has no problem throwing the linebackers. So if you put sorry.
No. Sorry. No, I get it. You guys got your own little inside thing. So I've never.
Oh yeah.
I never really thought he was that hated by the 49ers community until all this happened.
Bro, if you look at some of his interceptions, some of the most head-scratching interceptions are thrown to a linebacker like directly in his chest in the flats. Like it's like you're like, what? and he does it every year, no fail, to Fred Warner in like practice and OTAs and all that. Like he does it without fail. Warner's getting like at least 3 on Jimmy.
Have you so you remember the play when he stepped out of the back of the end zone this year against the Broncos?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He's lucky he stepped out of the back of the end zone, because that guy would have picked off that. Didn't he pick off the ball, but he stepped out of the back of the end zone or something?
Yes. But, that isn't Jimmy's fault. That really isn't Jimmy's fault. It's Kyle's fault. He calls like a 7-step drop when he's backed up in the end zone. And he thinks Jimmy G is going to have the presence of mind not to step out of the back of the end zone when he's getting rushed. Like, I didn't, I was mad initially, but then after I heard that take for somebody, I was like, oh yeah, that's not on Jimmy. That's totally on Kyle. Like, would you expect Jimmy to be able to save the day? No, Kyle. Why are you putting him in that position?
I want to say shout out Ted from Ted Talks Ball. And we got a new guy in here, Seth Dom.
What up? Like that name, Seth. Make sure you hit the subscription button and the like button. Oh, we got Amin the Dream. What up?
What's up, Ryan and Joe? I have an interesting pick a team. Hurts Saquon. Oh, for y'all, pick a team.
Oh.
You're asking to pick between the two of them? I don't know. I'll probably go team number 2. I go Herbert, Chubb, Tyreek, and Eagles defense. How about you?
Oh yeah, team number 2.
Damn it, Amin.
Well, Miami's defense might be nasty this year.
Oh yeah, with Ramsey, right?
It could be, but I'm not sure that it will be. And I don't know. Herbert with Tariq sounds nasty.
Amin the Dream, that was the most random question I think I've been asked since I've been on here the past few weeks.
Amin the Dream is a young man who's a 49ers content creator. Shout out. Make sure you go over and subscribe to his channel. I'm sure Amin has probably already subscribed to yours. He knows the deal. Amin's one of the OGs in our community. He can't even drive yet, but he's been around for years. Oh yeah. Amin hopefully someday will be on the TV talking about some things, unless he's like, I don't know, being a physicist or something. He's hella smart.
Really?
He does a lot of homework. Oh yeah. He does a lot of homework.
Oh.
That's why you don't see him stream a lot lately. He's been doing a lot of homework. Yep, see? Amin, subscribe.
Well, thanks, Amin.
Oh yeah. Telling you.
Thanks, Seth.
If you can get a chance to get him on sometime, then definitely do your thing. He's a young whippersnapper. I got extremely upset when he wasn't I really got mad when he wasn't asked to be a junior reporter for the 49ers. The cutoff was 13. He was 13. I was like, why the hell did you not let my man Amin the Dream do this? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, this, but then I realized later the kids they wanted were like little kids asking cute questions that, were cute the way they were set. You know what I mean? Amin was going to ask real questions. They didn't want no kid out there asking real questions.
Amin's a hard hitter. Oh, no shade. Amin, I promise. It wasn't no shade thrown towards you. I was just saying it was the most random question I've ever been asked on here so far. I appreciate any type of question though, to be completely honest with you guys. So
yeah, that's kind of why I started this channel.
But yeah, have you seen that kids reporter? I think he was at the Pro Bowl, like asking
oh yeah. Talking about the little black kid.
Yeah.
Totally savage. I loved how he asked his questions and just was like totally focused on asking his questions. Like he wasn't blinded by the stars. You know what I mean? Like Bro, that kid was awesome. See,
Yeah,
they weren't.
The kid who interviewed Devontae.
They weren't even looking for kids like that. They were looking for kids that were going to fumble the words and stuff like that. That's what they were looking for. And you know what I mean? And I was like, bullshit. Sorry, didn't mean cuss.
Did he apply? I mean, did you apply to do it?
Probably not for that one, but for the 49ers one he did.
Oh, I gotcha.
I saw his audition tape. I thought he could have done a little bit better on his audition tape though. But still, it was a mean. Everybody was pulling for him. Yeah. Awesome confidence on that kid. Yeah, he totally like he wasn't, the moment wasn't too big for him. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh shit, just give this kid a job already. You know what I mean? Like he already like believes he should be there doing it. You know what I mean? Like the confidence was just amazing. So yeah,
he was definitely better. Honestly, he'd have been worth more money than the guy that said Vance Joseph having the time of his life. You probably done better than that guy.
Bro, this is the thing though. That kid will probably get up to like 15, 16 years old, start asking real questions, be like, nope, he's got to go. Yeah, he's like, yeah, let me ask him a real question. Nope, we can't use that tape. Why? He went against the rules.
Ryan was cursing. Were you cursing like a sailor today with Jess?
Oh, yes, I was, wasn't I? She might have looked a little put off.
Oh, was she mad?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I don't know, and I couldn't tell if I there's some things I don't know.
Yo, I've been hearing kind of little things that you know, that kid that was that interviewed Devontae. Hear him and Little Spongy might be bros actually.
Oh, really?
Nah. Sources in my head are telling me that
he's like they got to be cool. Spongy and him got to be cool.
Little Spongy came on last night. I was like, he talked for the first time, and I was like, is that kid like 10 years old? Yep. That was awesome. Imagine having the confidence at 10 years old to do that. I could never do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I got up in the middle of a TV show and asked a question. I didn't phase me. I was younger than that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, I was an introvert.
Back in the 90s, I had a button-up shirt on with a clip-on tie and a little sweater vest over the top. Oh, yeah.
What show were you on?
Dr. Dean Adele. He was a doctor for the Bay Area. He would, you know how like the weather guy will go up against the board and show you where the weather is. So he had like a little projector, and he would sit in front of this projector and draw. People would call in to ask medical questions, and he would tell them what was wrong with them and kind of draw what was going on in the body on there. And so he was going to have, you know, like a regular TV show, and he was doing a pilot, and they were like, oh, a cute kid asking a question about the inner ear. So I got up and asked, because he had to write down your question beforehand. So I wrote down my name and I wrote down my question. What is the inner ear? And they picked, hey, Ryan. I was like, huh? And they're like, what's your question? I was like, yeah, what's the inner ear?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say something totally savage to him or something.
No, I had just gone to the doctor, and it told me they were looking at certain parts, and he said something about my inner ear, and I was like, my inner ear? Like, isn't my ear? Like, what are you talking about? So I had to figure out what inner ear was.
Oh, that's cool. You should get that. You should have VHS'd it back then.
I tried to find it the other day because I thought it would be hilarious to have my just how funny it would be to see me asking Dr. Dean Adele what the inner ear was. Oh man.
I always kind of wonder like what happens to those old shows like once they aired, because they never there was no like DVR back then or anything. So like how would you go about even finding that?
I don't know. It's probably in some, I don't know, some vault somewhere. I don't know if they even wasted time digitizing all that stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I've been on TV a couple times. I was on TV in Marysville.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, the alternative high school that I had went to was like the #1 in the state for best testing scores. Like they turned around the testing scores like a crazy amount in one year. We had just essentially what they did was like, look, you guys can go have your cigarette breaks outside, not on campus, right? But you come back and you do your dang work.
It worked, huh?
And it worked, bro. It just said, hey, go do what you're going to sneak off campus to do. Just go do it out in front there, not on campus. And then come back on campus and get to school.
That's cool.
Oh. Well, you know what I mean? If certain people need that to get through school, then why not? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not necessarily what I needed, but I was there because I didn't graduate on time because I kind of just said screw everything for the most part school, other than like, you know, like electives and other classes that I were interested in. And then, you know, I tried to graduate on time, but then they screwed me because they said I had a student athletic training class. And they were like, well, that only counts as PE. And I'm like, no, we had this on there because I had it worked out with the school that if I had taken that class, I would get my a science credit for it. Because if you take biology, you get a science credit. Well, student athletic training, I'm learning about the muscles, the bones, the ligaments, all that stuff. I'm looking how to fix it, how to tape it, how to, you know, treat it, all that stuff. And you're going to tell me that's not science in any sort of way? Okay. Sports medicine science. It's really just like,
I did a robot class instead of math my junior year. I thought that was pretty badass, something like that.
Yeah.
And then my senior year was awesome because I only had one real class and I had 5 electives. I had 4 shop classes, PE, and government. That was my senior schedule.
So this is what Ryan's high school would consist of. Okay. So the kids that want to go to college, right? They are essentially going to be on a different path. Okay. They're going to start out in some of the same classes. And at the end of their junior and senior years, they're going to be essentially in some of the same classes as other people, you know, like in the morning, but the rest of the day, they're going to be taking their, you know, pre-college classes. The other people that aren't going to college, and we know which ones we are, those ones are going out. They're learning how to frame. They're learning how to plumb. They're learning how to be electricians. You know what I'm saying? And their start of their junior year, you go to school for 2 classes. You learn, you know, like you learn how to balance a checkbook. You learn certain laws. You know, like your Miranda rights, you learn renters' rights, you know, certain things that you're going to need going out into because you're not going to be in a dorm being protected by this and that. You're going out in the real world, Sonny. And then, so you learn all that stuff. And then the last 4 periods of the day, you should be out working and learning a trade. So by the time you get out of high school, you have 2 years experience working in a trade to go get a job anywhere. Companies in the area of the high school should be taking up the students that, let's say you want to be a framer. Okay, I'm framing, so you come with me. Now I get to pay you a reduced wage while I teach you, right? You get to take money home, and when you're done in 2 years, I get the pick of the litter of the guys I have been training for 2 years.
Yeah, basically, you know who the shitheads are already.
Exactly. And now those guys got to go make a case somewhere else. They got to figure it out real quick somewhere else. You know what I mean? I think it's just for not setting people up correctly.
No. Steve-O caught you cheating or me cheating.
Okay.
God damn it, Steve-O.
Actually, I think we caught Steve-O cheating.
Yeah, I think same thing.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to turn the sword on us, but I think he's been cheating this whole time.
Checkmate on you. Ooh, what just came in?
UConn beat Gonzaga.
Oh, men's?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Again.
Bro, it wasn't even close.
Bro, I am done with Gonzaga.
You can't be. They're home state, you know.
Bro, I have been rooting for Gonzaga since I was a junior in high school. I'm 40 years old.
With Adam Morrison? Or was this before Adam Morrison?
I don't even know. Bro, every year it's a different dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they never go to they never do anything in the pros as far as I know. I don't know. What is the point?
I don't know. I really thought I don't know. Thought maybe this year would be different. Like I thought last year would be different.
You think every year it's going to be the year, and then nope, clearly not.
Well, listen, I'm a Gonzaga fan. Like a lot of people are Cowboys fans. It sounds like you're saying.
No, well, I would say the team is more like it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're more like, they're gonna get there, but they never get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess Gonzaga's more like the 49ers at the moment.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
I can't be disrespectful towards you. I didn't want to say it out loud.
Well, it's true. It gets so close or touches the start. Like if you looked at like was it a George Kittle or was it Fred Warner or was it Christian McCaffrey? There was an interview and I think it was Busting with the Boys and Christian McCaffrey, and they were like, "How have those guys not won one?" And they're like, "Oh," Christian's like, "I don't know," like because he's like, everybody on the team, God, we got killers on the squad, bro. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can win, but it's going to take some injury and it's going to take some people to be in their heads on our team to pull out a win. Because I mean, we got some dogs there. I don't think I've ever seen a team this stacked on every specialty position on offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're set up and they built it right.
And we're talking about, we saw the greatest show on turf. I like when you've got a fullback that can run the routes like that, bro, and a running back who can run routes like that.
Well, it's not even that, not just the offense, it's their defense. I'm more afraid of their defense.
Well, yeah, because you don't really have anybody at quarterback at the moment that's really like amazing. Because if you had anybody who was a couple steps above who we've had in there, I mean, you would be like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Because you got Kyle coming up with plays. If you can get somebody who can follow through, if you can get somebody who can actually like carry a team, whether they need to or not, if you can get somebody who can carry a team on there, it's going to be nasty.
Peo, what you mean? I'm calling sabotaging from Wagner.
Is it though? It's not really sabotaging because
I'd say if he went to the Niners or the Cardinals, or like the Cowboys, some team. I mean, he came home. I mean, realistically, he came home. I mean, he still lived in Bellevue this whole time. It's not like I know he was kidding, but it's not like he even spent more than 1 year away from us. And he also, that's another thing I wanted to say. Bobby got to see that the grass isn't greener on the other side a lot of the times. And when you're
that, Peo?
Well, no, I'm being serious.
I'm stirring up the shit.
No. I'm being completely serious. Is a lot of guys, what they do is they're here for a long time and then they leave for a couple of years and realize it wasn't all it's cracked up to be elsewhere, and then they come back. Bruce Irvin did it. Jaron Reed did it this year. There's been Quentin Jefferson did it last year. There's been a bunch of players. Michael Bennett wanted to come back, and I think the Hawks kind of said no. So,
well, but Michael Bennett was kicked off and then came back, right?
Michael Bennett never came back. Well, actually, I lied. So Michael Bennett was an undrafted rookie in 2008. Yeah. He played for us, got cut, and then he came back, signed as a free agent. But it was a whole different regime, right?
Yes.
But no, and then once he left, went to the Eagles, went to the Patriots. I guess he was like telling people, "Oh, I'd love to go back to the Seahawks," but you stirred up so much shit here. The Seahawks don't want you back, you know.
Yeah.
There's only certain guys.
Oh, can you remind me the shit he stirred up?
Who?
Marcus Bennett.
Mike B?
Yeah.
So when he left, you know, he started throwing shade at Pete. We actually traded him to the Eagles. He was saying things like, "Oh, everything got stale with Pete. I used to read books during meetings and fall asleep during meetings," and then just, you know, totally doing the opposite of being gracious when you get let go from someone.
Gotcha.
And Sherm did the same thing too, but Sherm got cut. Sherm we couldn't even get anything for him.
Sherm got cut. Well, but like he wasn't ready to go yet, and he just got cut. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, I think he was really pissed too, because what the Seahawks and John Schneider said was, "All right, Richard, go out and get the best offer you can get, bring it back to us, and we'll match it if we feel like you're worth it." So he got an offer from the 49ers, brought back to the Seahawks, and they said, "No, you go ahead and sign with them." And that really pissed him off, I think. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. I think people think their worth is guaranteed in certain places. Like if you've ever been like, "Yeah, good luck on fire me. They'll never find somebody to take my place." They will.
Everybody's replaceable. I tell people that at work all the time. Everybody's expendable. My boss is expendable. My boss's boss is expendable.
Those are some of the first people to go too.
Yeah.
They're extra fat. You know what I mean? The reason those positions are there is to essentially make it easier for the people on top, and so they can get paid more. You know what I mean? Those are the only reasons why those positions are there. If they really want to cut money, you just cut the supervisors out and just start making the other supervisors work more. You know what I mean? There you go. Production.
But yeah, no, a bunch of guys leave and come back, and I mean, there's a laundry list of players that have come back, and all they say is, "Oh my God, I'm so happy I'm back." You know.
Yeah. No.
There's not a lot of players that have left here since Pete and John took over that have had success, or I guess there's been a few players that had success, but there's not a lot of players that leave here and I don't know what I'm looking for here. Sorry. Not a lot of players that leave here and have a better time. Yeah, I guess. Not even just success, but it seems like just like overall happiness somewhere else, because they're always willing to come back.
Yeah, well, also, if you remember the grades, you know what I mean? If they went to any of those teams that had worse grades than yours, you know what I mean? They might have been like, I want to go back to a place where I know it's at least decent. You know what I mean? Because it seems a lot of teams are garbage. I don't know how you can be an NFL team and be getting some of the grades that they are.
Yeah.
Like Arizona Cardinals not paying for the food and whatnot. Like,
I saw that. Yeah. What do you want Wilson back? I'm sure the Broncos will give him back. Yeah, sure. If they take on his whole contract, all right, we'll trade him for a 7th-round pick, and he can be our 3rd-string quarterback behind Drew Lock. How about that? Then we'll take Russell back.
You don't want Russell back, even as a 3rd stringer.
Oh yeah, we do. We really need those motivational pep talks, right?
No, you don't. It's,
I'm just kidding.
The pep talks are one thing. It's the packets. It's the packets that no one wants. Oh, I want to say what's up to Nathan Z. What up, Nathan? Thanks for popping in.
Nathan Z, we're going to find out tomorrow who won trivia. I think it was you. I think Nathan won trivia on Thursday night with Corey.
Yeah, we find out tomorrow. I think it's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
5 or 7, something around then, because he's gonna go pal around with one of his family members tomorrow. So.
Oh, sorry, Steve-O. I don't know. I think he was making like 10 mil or so. Who was? Peo. Sorry about that.
Oh, Bobby Wagner, maybe?
Yeah, I think Bobby ended up with about $7.5 million from the Rams last year, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha.
And he signed for $7 million here. I think when we cut him last year, his salary was about $16 million. So, I mean, he's aged. Like I said, I don't expect the Bobby Wagner 2017 to come back, but I expect a serviceable player. You know, I'm not expecting him to be an all-pro again. Make sure to
but he could help lay some good foundation for some young bucks to be all pros though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think so. Like we said, basically the whole time is if I mean, you know, his play is going to be a step above what we had last year in Barton. 10 steps above what we had last year in Barton. But just elevating everybody around you. I think that's a big role that the middle linebacker has, if that makes sense.
I think you guys should have redone this a long time ago. There was so many years there where I was like, well, you guys can't keep this up. And then, like, instead of fully tanking, you do some kind of move that's going to keep you somewhere in the middle of it again. But it just like, you know, just like, I just don't know how you don't have like a bigger turnaround period. It seemed like you're going to have like a 2-year window where you're kind of, you know, in flux. But I think after next season, the 2025 season, you guys will be probably really competitive again. You know what I mean? If the course stays true as to how you drafted this last draft with this next draft with the capital that you have, I think, you know what I mean? Then that just, yeah. But
well, no, and that's the thing about the Seahawks is we do these mini rebuilds, right? And yeah, I mean, the Russell Wilson thing, everybody thought we were full on tanking, but we weren't. We still made the playoffs, and we played half a good game against you guys. But yeah, there's only been 3 times in the past since 2010 that we've missed the playoffs. So I mean, we talked about it last night. I was talking to Brian about this, and he didn't really feel the same way that I did. Super Bowls aren't everything to me. It's just that level of consistency that you can. I'd rather be consistent for 10 years than win a Super Bowl 1 year and be shit for 9.
Okay, well,
kind of.
I don't know. Right now, I'm almost willing to do that for that 6th one.
Yeah, until you're in the middle of year 4.5 with the.
I'll tell you what. Look. If I can do that to get the 6th one, or no, if I could get the 6th one and then do that to get the 7th one and be, you know, all-time most Super Bowls ever, then I'll do it. 9 years of in the hole to try and do it. And if I need to, I'll come back again with another boom to get, yeah. But really, truthfully, there's no guarantee that if you do those actions that it will get you to the Super Bowl. So,
no, like I said, I think I talked to you about this last night. The Rams are a total outlier because a lot of those teams that go all in to win a Super Bowl one year, they do not do it. I mean, look at do you remember the Eagles in 2011? The Dream Team Eagles in 2011?
Yep.
I mean, they finished 7-9, and that was a team. And then look afterwards. For a while, they were kind of miserable there.
So the only team that really, other than the Rams, that were able to do that was kind of the 49ers in 95. They had a great team. They just needed one thing. They needed another like powerhouse cornerback who could get them turnovers. And they went out and got Deion Sanders. And that was enough to push us over the Cowboys in the NFC Championship and to annihilate the San Diego Chargers that year in the Super Bowl.
What was the score?
Oh, it was 50-something, I think. Let me look.
Because I think it was worse. I think it was worse than ours because ours was 43-8. Thanks, Steve-O. Make sure.
Oh, dang.
What's up, everybody?
49-26.
Oh, it was closer than I thought. I mean, it was a blowout, but
if I remember correctly, there's some garbage time scores because it was brutal, bro. I remember afterwards going, man, should I have said all that to that guy? Like, I felt bad for a grown adult. Yeah, I was a kid and I felt bad for a grown adult because I was like, he probably wanted to beat my ass.
Dude, so I'm not gonna lie. I guess you're right. There's nothing sweeter than winning a Super Bowl. We've only won one, and there's nothing that can. I mean, there's nothing like that feeling going to the parade on Monday, especially me. You know, I was 16 when we won the Super Bowl. So, you know, driving my friends to the train station, me and all my friends going and taking my little sister, who was 13 at the time. You know, 55-10.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys. So one of my favorite Seahawks coaches of all time was actually a linebacker for you guys for a while, Kenny Norton Jr.
Ken Norton Jr. He was actually, okay, so that's another thing. He was actually a Cowboys linebacker before he was a 49ers linebacker. And he was one of those players. He's one of those players that we brought over from them that year to make sure we had enough.
But yeah, I mean, he was an awesome linebackers coach. He was the linebackers coach when Bobby was a rookie, when Bruce Irvin was a rookie. I mean, he was awesome. And then he went to Oakland to be a defensive coordinator, and then we signed him back, and then we ended up firing him. But I really don't think he was the problem. But I really like Ken Norton Jr. a lot. I like his energy. I don't know if you followed him since he's quit playing or anything.
Oh, well, I knew he was coaching up there. Yeah. Or here. Yeah. I knew he was coaching. Ken Norton Jr. is just one of them guys. He actually played for you guys, if I remember correctly.
I don't think so. You can look it up. I don't know.
I think he played for you guys.
But yeah, no, I thought he was badass.
In like the blue ones, I swear he, like the dark blues, like the Hasselbeck years.
Oh no, I don't think so. The greatest uniforms of all time, you mean?
They were all right.
No, they weren't. They were ugly looking back on them.
Oh no. No, he was just he didn't play with you guys.
I think he went and coached at SC with Pete Carroll after playing. If I could be totally wrong.
He retired with the Niners. I swear I thought he had a. Oh well. He's retired in 2000.
Oh, okay. And one more question about coaches. Saleh, did you guys ever get tired of maybe them panning to him about 50,000 times a game, talking about? Because I did. I got tired of seeing Robert Saleh every time we played the 49ers on the sideline.
Why?
I couldn't do it anymore. They never showed even Kyle Shanahan. They'd always just pan to Robert Saleh.
Because he's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So I remember one of the first conferences I've ever heard him talk was, and he just kept on, when he was describing a guy, he said how violent he was. And I was like, huh? He's violent. Mm-hmm. Not that, that's anything, but I've never heard a coach describe a player or the act of what they were trying to do on the football field as violence. And I was like, I like this guy because we don't like anybody we're going against. So we are going to be violent towards them. Whenever we're able to touch somebody, we're going to be violent as we can. And I was like, that's a great word for like explaining what you need out of your defensive lineman. I need you to be violent. I need you to be really violent. You know what I'm saying? And once I heard that, I was like, I think this is the guy. When I heard that, I was like, man, the words he used to describe the actions he needs out of people is perfect for the trenches, for the secondary. You know what I mean? Like offense, I need you to violently get down the field. You know what I mean? Like, oh.
Yeah, he actually came from here. He came from here. I never heard of him until he was with you guys, to be completely honest. But he did come from here. So.
It was, I don't know if it was Kyle trying to get the textbook. You know what I'm saying? Because if I hire your coach, now I got the guy who was in the room knowing everything that Pete was dropping, all the nuggets he was dropping. I get to now go through that with your coach that I just hired.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one thing. Love Pete Carroll, hate Pete Carroll, but you have to at least respect Pete Carroll. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I do.
Yeah, that's my thing.
At one point, I didn't know if it was him or Russell that needed to go, though.
That was a big thing in Seattle, but I always kind of stuck with Pete. Pete's been here longer, and then I think last season kind of showed we made the right decision on who to keep.
Well, this is the way I see it. Like, you can have a great quarterback, but even having a great quarterback with a bad game plan, you can still lose.
Yeah.
So if you got a coach that could give you a winning game plan every Sunday, he's better to keep than some athletic, wonderful quarterback that'll do all this in this Hall of Fame, whatever. I think a coach that like, I'm picking Mike Tomlin over Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I wanted Mike Tomlin for a while. I thought, when I thought they were going to get rid of Pete, that was my guy. I was like, if there's any way we can lure him away.
Like, Mike Tomlin would probably be my third, I would say the third best coach in the league for me. I'd go Bill and Andy Reid as 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Maybe not in that order anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe it's Andy first and then Bill. But one thing is all three of those teams are going to be well prepared. Look at Mike Tomlin has had shit teams so many times in his career, and he's gotten to the playoffs with them. He's gotten over 500. You know what I mean? Like, he is consistently putting together a good team, and he's, no matter what, if he's got a shit team, on Sunday, things can change when you line up on the football. You know what I'm saying? So that's one guy I have a lot of respect for.
Yeah, no, I agree a lot. I like Mike Tomlin a lot. Yeah, let's check these before we get out of here. Oh shit, was looking forward to. I think he's talking about the trivia deal tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, tomorrow night. Don't forget Corey Lockdown Davis.
Brian Culp going all in for the Super Bowl, so he's trying to trade all of his pick. I saw you retweeted something. I was laughing. Somebody did one of those PFF mock drafts. They traded like Trey Lance and every pick in the draft for the 3rd overall pick, and picked Jake Brian's
Moody.
guy.
I'm fucking like, what the fuck? And then he's I can't remember what he replied to that. He replied something like, "It just got to do what's good for the team, man." I was like, okay, all right, man. No more explanation needed. Like,
if anybody's not following Bryant Culp, also he's got a YouTube channel and he does 49ers content, and he did that morning deal with you guys this morning, right?
Yep. And tomorrow morning he'll be live at 8:00 in the morning with his buddy. So
Packers fan, I think, right?
Yes, Packers fan. That's right.
Yeah. So sweet. Go over and make sure to check that out at 8 in the morning. So if you're not up yet, just kidding.
Set your alarms.
Yeah.
I tried to talk him out of it, but I'm guessing
set your alarms. Bryant might get on early at about 5:30 in the morning, but it'd be great for everybody in London time.
I remember it was like 2 weeks ago. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going on at 9:30." I get up at like 9:15. I'm about ready, take a piss, do all that stuff. He's already going. He decided to get started at 9. I was like, "Oh, thanks, bro."
Dude, I can't sleep in past like 6 on the weekends anymore. I'm old.
Oh, bro, like
30 subs, nice. Thank you, Steve-O. You're one of them. So,
he's probably a couple of them.
He's probably a couple of them.
He's got like 9 accounts. He said he put nine likes on the stream last night, which might be totally true because I was like, wow, there's 20 likes on this video. Wow, this is a big number.
He's logging in.
Yeah, I'm guessing every time he jumped in the chat and tried to get on and like his connection wouldn't work, he switched out into a new one, came back, liked it, hit the link, came back in, didn't work, come back in.
I just know I haven't made it yet because Jim Everett hasn't hopped in the chat.
Oh, yes.
I know I'll make it when that guy's in there. That's when I've made it on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. He comes in my chat. I made it. I've made it.
Exactly. You're the man now.
Fuck yeah. Hey, next time I see him, I'll make sure to drop the link to your channel. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get you on the way to being made soon enough.
Dude, that guy. There was some guy last night, another guy. I was like, dude, please just drop it. I hope he comes on. Then it wasn't him.
Yeah. Who was it? I seen Rudy today in a chat. And I was like, hey, Rudy, a buddy and I are Joe and I are trying to get you on a show. And like right after, he's like, all right, Beto, I'm out of here. And I was like, oh, come
on. Remember that game. Old Denver helmets. Tomlin has never had a losing season.
Yeah.
When did he win the Super Bowl last? Are you talking about Tomlin? I think so. 08.
And one thing he said that really, I think it was on the pivot. One thing he said that really stood out to me was, he says, I can't remember how he said this, but he said, you can't say that as a coach, you can't say that a player is uncoachable.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's essentially you just scapegoating out of not being a good coach. Because everybody can be coached. You just have to figure out how to get through to them.
Yeah.
Which it makes total sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Antonio Brown. He dealt with that for a long. I mean, he probably got worse, obviously, throughout the years. We did a. I don't know if you saw. I have this guy Levi on. He's a Ravens fan. He comes on Mondays, and we did Tuesday last week because he had some stuff going on Monday. But we did a top 10 diva wide receivers moments, and AB was on there a couple times.
Yeah.
The helmet drama in Oakland, it was in Oakland still.
Yes, and then he burnt his feet.
Yeah, we brought all the stuff up. I mean, I think you could really do a list of top 10 Antonio Brown worst moments without even getting into the legal issues that he has, if that makes sense.
When I saw when he walked off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sideline, I was like, he's gone.
Well, yeah.
No, I mean like out of the league forever.
Yeah, I think
I don't see any team looking at that and going, well, let's take a risk on that. You know what I'm saying? And then you see the videos of him like in the jacuzzi in Dubai or whatever, like grabbing a woman and then being naked.
Yep. I saw it.
Yeah. So he's a little much.
Yeah. Oh,
that I don't know
Tony
if that
Culp
guy's going to end well.
You. Is that Brian Culp's wife?
Yes, that is Murphy's mother, little baby Murphy's mother.
Oh, hey, what up? Nice to meet you.
She also helps make the merchandise too. So she might be helping on making that hat that you need.
Oh, yeah, I need that's not a want. You're right. That is a need. Yeah, 7 viewers with 15 likes. Yeah, that's all Stevo, man. He hops in there. He's good. He's good for everything, you know. They're all YouTube premium accounts too. It's like $100 a month he's paying just to like all these videos. Brian really appreciates it. Oh, dude, we appreciate Brian. Brian's like one of the coolest guys I've met so far. Steelers 49ers Super Bowl.
Hey, I'd be down.
Mm.
Yeah. Joe's like, I don't want to ever meet them again in the Super Bowl. I don't care who's on their team. If it's going to be refed by referees and they're going to be the other team, I don't want to do it.
Dude, somebody last night, it might have even been Brian, I don't remember, but they're like, with a few questionable calls in the Super Bowl, and I was in my head, I was like, dude, don't even start. I mean, don't even start with a couple questionable calls in a Super Bowl. I know exactly what it's like.
Yes. No, yours. Oh my gosh. It was so horrible.
I mean, at least that one, it's not like it's like, oh, fans pissed off because every fan's pissed off when there's a little penalty that happened. No, that one was like just insane.
Dude, the Eagles fans on that holding with Bradbury and that holding. Oh my God.
I think
I think they should have called it.
I'm on the other end. I say just let them play, but I didn't really have a rooting interest in that game, to be completely honest with you.
So the reason why I think you can't just let them play is that you're going to get whoever has the lead up at that point. They're going to be just dirty enough to not get called for anything and dirty enough to stop anything from happening. So I don't think that. I think it should be. I think first thing, the Super Bowl should probably be done from all upstairs. They take a lot of breaks, right? A lot of commercial breaks and all this stuff. So how about we just have the upstairs be looking at everything and, as play goes by, and let's.
I like that XFL deal that they're doing, the officiating they're doing. I think it's awesome. And, we'll probably take the NFL like 3 or 4 years to do it because the NFL, if there's a good idea, they'll copy it, but they'll make it seem like it's their own idea. So they'll wait a while.
Yeah. I want to be able to hear what they're thinking about. I want to see the clip that they're looking at when they go, "Yep, that's it." You know what I mean? Because then I know what they've looked at, what they've brought up. You know what I mean? Like as far as factors determining whether it needs to be overturned or whether it doesn't. And with that, we can have a lot more closure on things, I think.
Yeah.
Because if we just think that they might have just got it wrong, or like let's say somebody's crossing the plane to the goal line and they stepped out of bounds at the same time. You know what I mean? And you think Ty should go to the runner. And they think this and that. Okay, but at least you know Ty doesn't go to the runner now. Yeah, and that Ty doesn't go to the runner now. You know what I mean? And you can, next time you see something like that, you can be like, oh no, that's not a touchdown because of this and that. And that's something you can bank on, you can bet on. You know what I mean? It's a solid point that you can always go back to, a reference point, go, no, yep.
Yeah. Speaking of TV, like stuff you see on TV, do you like Buck and Aikman or no?
Like what?
Buck and Aikman. See, I don't mind him. Everybody hates him.
See, a lot of people don't like Aikman because they think he talks shit about the 49ers and does certain things. You know what I mean? Which, whatever.
I think he talks shit about everybody.
I don't. It's Chris Collinsworth I've got more of a problem with.
Did you play Madden when you were younger?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
No.
Did you get tired of hearing his voice?
Not at all.
Because I got tired of hearing his voice on Madden.
It's the shit that comes out with his voice. You know what I mean? It's like he's the one who wants to bring up all these facts that he knows about football, but we don't care, dude. We don't care about your ancient history that you're talking about.
Here's a guy.
Yeah, like they're all dead now. We want to hear about stories about the guys who are actually playing.
I hate it when they dig too deep. They're like, now this guy's cousin's boyfriend's sister actually went to the same college as the guy that he's playing against tonight.
Yes.
They're like, oh, really? How long did it take you to find that information?
Right. Like someone spent a half an hour putting all that together. And for what? For everybody to roll their eyes? Like,
yeah. When I woke up this morning, I kind of laid in bed for a little bit and watched I got the NFL Plus, so I'll just turn on like random games that we won throughout the year, you know. And I rewatched the first game, the Monday night game when we played Russ and the Broncos. And I thought ESPN did it perfectly. So the first drive, the Broncos come on the field, right? And the first play, everybody's booing the shit out of Russ. Buck and Aikman did not say a single word. All they did was just, you know, listen to the crowd. This is the reaction, and here's the play. They didn't even say anything. And I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, at some points, you know, it's best just to let the atmosphere speak for itself. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah. They try.
Like Chris Collinsworth. Now here's a crowd that when Russell Wilson returns.
Yeah. He wants to talk about it the whole time. Why just let the displeasure be heard. You don't need to talk over it. Like he's just nervous in the booth, like, I gotta say something. There's dead air. Somebody might not be informed by information that has no relevance.
Yeah. Well, what you doing tomorrow? You got any shows or anything?
No, I'll probably be on Corey's show.
Oh yeah, I gotta hop on that.
It's usually a call in. You don't necessarily need to hop on. Like, look, you don't want to get your girl upset about you doing this all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? So, learn how to balance it.
I was just gonna watch it and hear the scores, basically.
Yeah. Just stay in the chat, you know, Hey, what up? Oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to know when to balance it where, you can help out by being in the chat and by taking care of the girl at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, last night she was like, how long are you gonna stay on there? I was like, oh, I think they go like 5 hours. And then it was like 6 hours. And she's like, are you still on there? And I was like,
she thought you passed out in the chair.
Yeah. Put those shades on.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, dude. So oh shoot, we gotta tune into Bryant tomorrow if you wake up on time.
8 o'clock. I'm probably gonna set an alarm.
Okay. All right. Tony will be in the chat tomorrow. All right. Yeah, dude. I'll see you Wednesday then, probably, right?
You know it. Wait. It's on your channel this time, right?
Yeah.
So yep, set up the thing and send me the link, and I'll make sure to put it in my community tab so everybody who's subscribed to me will get the notification.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to put stuff in the community tab more often. So
yeah, like when you're going on different shows, yep, let people know where they can find you.
But yeah, also anybody that's in the chat or anybody that's in the chat, basically like everybody here, like you said, they all have their own account. So everybody go and follow each other. Make sure you go ahead and follow Ryan here. Let me figure this out. At No Border Sports, and then me obviously here already. So at Seahawk Talk.
Make sure you click the notification bell here for Joe Stevens so you get a notification every time he's going live.
All right. Well, enough of promotion. I guess we'll see you guys on Wednesday, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night.